How's it going, everyone? The Trout91 is back for the Sassuolo playthrough. This is episode number 13. If you missed the last episode, I do go and recommend you check it out. There'll be a link in the description down below for you to go and check that one out. We played Roma and Atalanta. In the first game against Roma, we were smashed up and down all over the park, and we didn't really create much of note. However, we held out against a very creative Roma side, and we only conceded one goal. In the first game against Roma, we didn't really create much ourselves. We were smashed up and down, round and round, side to side, all over the damn pitch. However, we held out against a resilient and creative Roma side, but they ended up bagging themselves a goal in the end, and it was the only goal that we would concede all game long. So 2 losses on the bounce in the books, our first 2 losses of the season, funnily enough. And we're looking for a way to bounce back into winning ways again against Atalanta in our second game of the episode. In that game, we dominated all day long. We were smashing them about. Atalanta barely had a chance on our goal. We had something like 22 plus corners in the end, and we still couldn't find the breakthrough. Eventually, in the 65th minute, we found our goal from an own goal, so we didn't even score it ourselves. Not even 5 minutes later, a simple chance was converted by Atalanta, and they had their equaliser. I'd been FM. The game ended 1-1, and it was a frustrating day that we only walked away with 1 single point. So the morale in the camp is a little low at this point in time. So moving on to today's games, we are playing Sparta Prague in the Europa League, and we have got a big game against Inter Milan in the Serie A. We were unchanged with our lineup, playing almost exactly the same as we have been doing throughout the season so far, and it has been working for us apart from our last few games. So we've had some tough opponents, and we've also not had the best of times when it comes to scoring our chances in front of goal. Sparta Prague played with the exact same lineup. There weren't many players in the actual lineup I really recognise, apart from Thomas Rosicky, so obviously we had to be wary of him. He could pull something out of the bag, as we know that he can do. Team talk went okay. It wasn't the best of team talks. Playing at home against Sparta Prague, I was pretty confident that we should be able to go into this and win it quite comfortably. I didn't think they were an amazing team, not a team that I'm too familiar with. They did have a few chances, and I think when you look at the stats overall, you'd say that maybe they deserved a little bit more out of this game. And it's a fair assessment. They had a few good chances, but didn't convert them. Their best opportunities, they completely messed up, and it was us that started out firing on all cylinders when it came to the attacking game, and we converted our chances much better than them. Our first goal actually came from Richie in the end, who smashed one from outside the box and put it into the top corner. So we were in the driving seat early on, and at Sparta Prague were still struggling to do much in the defensive work. They were throwing people at the ball, and it wasn't really working, and we were exploiting them at that point. Ricci bagged himself a second goal in the game as well to get us to a 2-0 standing and in a comfortable position. Gary Hooper added a third to really seal the deal for us in the game, and going into half-time it was pretty much all said and done. I brought on a few players just to give them some game time. Lecture actually managed to bag himself a free kick, although it was a dodgy little pinging deflection off 2 heads in the end when it hit the wall, and the game ended there at 4-0 for us. So it was a comfortable win for us. Good and important to get off the bat and head into this big game against Inter Milan on winning terms. Now, in this game against Inter Milan, I'm going to be playing a bit more of a defensive-orientated style. I'm also not going to put too many instructions on. I don't want to really confuse them too much. Obviously, it's a game where we're just going to have to take our chances, probably on the counter-attack as we go. So I don't want to give them too many instructions and overcomplicate it. I'm playing Ulloa up top. I feel like if we're going to hit some counter-attacks, we're probably going to be scoring from big crosses and maybe have someone like Ulloa put a header in. Gary Hooper's playing in behind him at cam, just because I don't really have a proper cam. I have Emmanuel Thomas, but I'm not really too confident in him playing in a game like this. And we just need to play with 2 defensive midfielders and hopefully break up the play as much as possible. I don't think this is going to be an easy game. We're huge underdogs, and they seem to have responded okay to that. See if I can build them up a little bit more. Oh god, that's not gone well. I think oh god, pressure's off today. I want you to go out there and play your natural game. Let's just get on with it. I mean, the defense had an okay team talk there. Basically, the game plan is just, I accept that we're the underdogs. We're not going to have a good time against Inter Milan, and they're second in the league at the moment, just behind AC Milan. They've got an incredibly creative team. We just have to literally try and defend for our lives and see if we can snag something out of this. 15 minutes in, we haven't conceded. This is a good start, and we actually have possession of the ball. It's not actually, we're actually having the majority of the possession. They've not had a chance on goal. This isn't a too bad start, although this is what happened against Man United. Holding on to the ball and passing it very well. Inter Milan not really doing much. Slowly and methodically looking to take the ball off us. We're still holding on to the ball right now. 55% possession. Duncan, all the time in the world. Politano cuts inside. That's a big ball to Gary Hooper. He finds Ulloa. No, no. No, we've not just taken the lead. There's no way we could win this. Not a chance. I think we're a good team, but I don't think we're as good as Inter Milan. Look at this. Politano with a big through ball up top to Gary Hooper, who slides it into Ulloa, completely unmarked, and slots it home. 1-0 to Sassuolo. What is this start? Oh no, Mauro Icardi's in on goal. Can't be. There's 4 or 5 of you there, and not one of you's picking up Icardi. I think he's a top goal scorer in the league at the moment. Please close him down. Big goal kick up front. Inter Milan do win the ball. Evan Menega. Kondrava finds Brozovic, who gives it to Perisic on the overlap. Oh, Nicholas. Oh, God. This could go one of 2 ways. If we save it, I actually think we could win this game. If they score, then it's probably going to end up being like 4-1. I still don't understand how that's a foul. He's not gone over. I want to see this. He's not made contact. Look at this. How's he made contact? I don't see any. He's gone for a tackle, right? And he's not even... Like, the game hasn't registered him being touched. Like, he's not fallen over or tripped up. He's not interfered with his actual movement. But... they've given it as a foul. Like, obviously it's a terrible challenge, and if he had touched him, which he did, but, like, the game's not made it like he's touched him. I don't understand that. Oh, we got it. Magnanelli's gone for a long shot. Oh, imagine if that gone in. Our tackling has been a disappointment today. Yeah, you can say that again. Half an hour gone, almost, and we are on the attack again. Politano this time, moving up the left-hand side. Oh, he's absolutely done him for... all sorts of bits and pieces. Politano with a cross. Hooper! We're actually in this. We could actually do this. We could get something out of this game. Holding on to the ball well. This is not like Roma where we just could not keep the ball under control. Duncan. He's got loads of time. Inter Milan not really in a position where they want to throw bodies at the ball. Politano skip past one. He finds Ulloa in the middle. No! God, this is ours. This game is ours. We're going to win this game. I can believe it. I believe we can win this game. Perisic. That's good tackling. No. Oh, no. No. Get that out. Yes. Well done, boys. Peluso's mopped up your problems. Icardi on the edge of the box. So Cherby stops that one from going anywhere. And he's... oh, what is that? You had all the time in the world to give that to Ricci. This is where games like this is where we need to make sure we're not making silly mistakes like this, because these big games against these big teams, they all punish us when we make mistakes like that. Wow, that was fantastic. What a half, I have to say. I'm pleased with how things are going. Like, I don't think there's anything that needs to be done or said. We're actually really in control of this game. We had an unfortunate situation to give away the penalty. Nicholas Frey, I'm looking at you, you dirty boy. But it's all going well. Right, they've brought on João Mario and Gary Medel. So Medel's at centre-back. João Mario is playing centre-attack in midfield. Do I want to mark him? They've switched to a 4-2-3-1, it looks like, as well. And I do. Confirm check. No, don't. They've just brought him on. 26 seconds in. All because I didn't check the opposition before the break. Look, what is this defending? It's literally because I didn't ask them to tightly mark him. João Mario comes on the scores. That's unfair. That's absolutely unfair. I'm going to have to go fluid at a higher pace because we need a goal. We're actually doing fine still. Oh no, Ulloa, don't break my heart, Perisic. No! What happened? What has actually happened here? What has happened? Right. I'm switching back to our old formation. I'm bringing on Sensi. And I'm going to keep Gary Hooper up top. I'm also going to make sure Nicholas Frey and Peluso are attacking. We have to do something aggressive. We can't... We're 3-1 down. We've got to do something. I can't believe this. We're 1-1 at half-time. Not a single problem. Life is light and breezy. And all of a sudden, they've had 2 real opportunities to attack, and they've scored from them both. Ricci's burning down on goal. He gives it to Gary Hooper, who's got an absolute touch of a smelly, little, useless tramp. You know, just heavy and a bit too clingy. Bringing on Pellegrini and Ajpong just because I think this game's over now. Like, the game really has done us over. Conceded a penalty that that guy who came running back was going to make that tackle and stop that shot from going away, and they gave away a penalty from it. And then we're absolutely great for one whole half of the game, and then they score a second goal, all because I didn't actually put a specific instruction on him. And then they go and score a third one out of nowhere. I'm actually heartbroken because this game was so there to be for something for us to claim from it. Really, really was. And I feel like it's really been unfair on us. Oh, Brozovic through on goal. And Consigli saves a ball that was going. João Mario whips one in. It's headed back out. And it's Perisic is down injured. Brozovic. We're down to 10 men, I think. This is our chance. They made all their substitutions. We can do this. Come on. Go. Run, Politano. Yes, mate. Go on, Duncan. Whip that one in. Whip it in. In your own bloody time. Can he play the ball? No, he can't. Nagatomo gets the tackle. Pellegrini whips it back away. Duncan. Can he feed him through? Gary Hooper. One-on-one with the keeper. Oh, mate. You needed to be a hero. You haven't scored recently. Ricci. Duncan. Ajpong on the right. We are actually in a spell of possession here. Can we at least get a goal? I will accept the loss to Inter Milan. If we lost 3-2, I'd say fair enough. I think that's a fair result. Politano. But 3-1, I don't... And the goals that we've conceded do not sit well with me, as you can probably tell. Pellegrini to Duncan. Duncan goes out to Ajpong. Can he hit the cross? He goes short to Ricci, who gives it back to Ajpong. Tries to cross it. Gary Hooper picks it up. Gives it back to Ajpong for some reason. Pellegrini's got it. Tries to find Duncan. Magnanelli, please. Someone. Ricci. Get it in. Oh, he's offside. Finds Brozovic unmarked in the middle. He's got options. Nagatomo is lapped over the left-hand side. He skips inside. Finds Icardi in the middle, who heads it straight at Consigli. Come on. Get me a goal, boys. That's all I want. A Gary Hooper 40-yard screamer would be great. The free kick is punched out to Nagatomo. Icardi gets a shot. It's saved. And he scores the Sam 5000 rebound. How many white shirts are there? They've got to play it to one person, and the ball finds its way to that one person. Pellegrini. Duncan. Please just get a goal. Ricci inside. This team have a player named after a supermarket. They got a guy called Sainsbury. What are you doing out there? Gary, come on. Get the tackle in. He's just walking past you. Duncan, finally. And he's literally giving the ball straight back. And there it is, 4-1 to Inter Milan. I don't think it's particularly fitting of how the game panned out. I feel like we deserved a lot more in that, simply because we actually controlled that first half very well. And that second goal, it ruined us. Absolutely ruined us. I don't really know what happened there. The game is not on my side at the moment. We have made enemies with the FM gods, apparently. And I'm not a religious man, but God, save me.